Hi, my name is Matt. I would like to talk about a subject today about mentally challenged disabled people like me. Over the past 25 years, I have been rejected and otherwise, let's just say most women out there don't understand that I'm disabled. And the reason for making this video is I want all these people out here and out there to understand what it's like being in my shoes, mentally disabled, and having a problem with trying to find a girlfriend. I've been single for 25 years, haven't been able to find someone. I just almost had a shot with this amazing, beautiful Mexican woman who I thought was going to be my future, to spend the rest of my life with. And it turns out she lied to me, and that broke my heart. And I'm slowly trying to forgive her for that. But let's go back on topic. The reason why most women don't date guys that are mentally disabled is, for one thing, they don't understand them. They figure people like me have a problem. Like, for instance, I would say schizophrenic, or something else like mentally autistic. There's a few other ones I can't think of. ADHD. That's another disability that most guys have. I know other disabilities like, how do I say it? Something with your brain. Like if you've had problems, surgery with your brain, that most women and guys have a disability with that as well. But I feel like we as the public, why people out there can't understand why someone can't date a normal person. I don't have anything against guys and girls, women and men that are disabled. But for me, I have an issue with is normal women out there that reject guys that are disabled because they don't want to carry a conversation with them or get to know them. I feel like I was this close with this woman who could have got to know me, even though I lied to her and I was ashamed to tell her that I was disabled. As soon as she found out, she forgave me for it. She gave me a chance. But I feel like most women tend to run away from a guy who's mentally disabled because they figure, I want nothing to do with him. I'm just going to walk out on them. Like, here's a good example. There's a guy, he goes to the doctor, and it turns out his doctor says, you have something wrong with you. You're mentally disabled in your brain. Let's just say this guy got it after getting into a motorcycle accident. And then the doctor says, you're not going to be able to recover. Okay? And he's been with his girlfriend for, let's just say, 25 years. She finally finds out that he tells her, my doctor says I'm mentally disabled. So what she does is turns around and walks away and leaves him. Because she's upset and doesn't want to stick by his side because she feels like, oh, I got to support him and take care of him the rest of his life because he can't work. That's what I feel like most women do. That they think people like us that are disabled can't work, and that's not necessarily true. We do have jobs. Or otherwise, they can think, oh, we can't go back to school. We can't go to college because we're stupid. And they're smarter than us. I feel like women like that are terrible to put somebody who's normal down by saying, well, I'm going to reject you and not date you because you're disabled, because you got a mental disability problem. And that's why I feel ashamed being around you. Like, what am I going to tell my parents? That's another good example. If a girl dates someone who's disabled, and let's just say she got these snooty snob parents, and then they ask her, what do you do for a living? And then you say, oh, I work at Walmart. And they ask you, how much money you make? And then you tell them, oh, $9. And they're going to say, that is all? They're going to say, ask their daughter, really? Why'd you bring a guy home who can't even support himself, who only makes $9 an hour, for example, and then lives at home with his parents? That is terrible for the girlfriend's parents to say, ooh, you should get your boyfriend out of here just because he's got a problem. He talks to himself. That's another disability that some people that I understand that most other people have to deal with. Other guys maybe sometimes might have a disability with, where they're thinking in their head, they're talking to themselves. And let's just say if a woman picked up on that, she's going to think, he's crazy, I don't want to date him. And I think that that's wrong. That women out there can't love you for who you are, even if you're mentally disabled. Another thing that I hate that normal women always complain about that out there is they always say to a guy, you're fat, you're overweight, you need to lose weight, you need to run from me, you need to go to the gym, you need to get those six-pack abs. And I feel like, who is it for a woman to treat you like that and act like your mother when you are your own person? You shouldn't have to lose weight and listen to what your girlfriend has to tell you. You're your own person. You should be able to say, if I want to lose weight, that's my goal. If I want to go to the gym more often, that's my goal. If I want to run, if I want to hang out with my guy friends, your girlfriend shouldn't be the one to say, I don't want you hanging out with your friends anymore. I want you to spend all your time with me and less time at work. That is wrong. I feel like in society these days, women don't understand mentally challenged disabled guys like me. They don't understand what we have to go through and why we have the problems, because they're not in our shoes. And I would like for once to see if a normal person could get into my shoes and see what it's like, how hard it is to get in a relationship, how hard it is to find someone to love. Because all these women out there and guys turn people away just because they're mentally challenged, just because they think we're stupid, we're not smarter than them. And that is wrong. I feel like if these normal women out there can understand what we're going through and understand that we can live a normal life, we can support ourselves. We don't need our parents giving us money and giving us allowance. We can support ourselves. Some mentally challenged people I know are smarter than other people. And I feel like why these people out there don't understand what I'm going through and what other people are going through. That's sad, that people out there reject somebody just because they're in a wheelchair. Or because here's another example of a disabled person. There's some people out there that I guess you could say are called bipolar. And that is a serious illness that they don't have something, I wish they did, medication that can help that. They don't have something like that to make that go away. And that's sad for somebody like that who is bipolar. And when they first meet this woman, as soon as she finds out, she turns around and walks out of the restaurant and says, I don't want nothing to do with you. Don't call me anymore. Just because you're bipolar. And that is sad. That people these days can't date somebody just because they're mentally challenged. I got friends out there that are mentally challenged and they're in relationships or married, and it doesn't matter to their husband because they're also mentally challenged. And let's just say if their husband wasn't mentally challenged, they should be able to love you for who you are and not because you got a problem. Not because you're bipolar or you're stupid or you talk to yourself or you're schizophrenic or you're mentally autistic, like you got autism, like you, here's another example I would say, you talk out loud to yourself, you're thinking out loud, you stare at people, that's another disability. Sometimes you can't help it when you stare at someone. And you don't mean to look, and then they ask you, what are you staring at? Quit looking at me. It's part of someone who's who's disabled, and they don't understand what they're going through because they don't take the time to talk to someone. I feel like women out there reject so many guys out there like me because they don't want to get a chance to go on one date with that person and get a chance to talk to them and to ask them questions, why are they disabled? And fully understand why they're not normal, and go from there and see if they can have a serious relationship. That's what I was hoping to get out of this. I wanted a serious relationship, but this woman decided to lie and hurt me. Breaks my heart. And the reason why I made this video is so all the people out in this world can understand what it's like to be in my shoes. For someone to reject you just because you're disabled and cancel on you. I mean, how would you feel if one of your friends told you that their friend that was single, that was going to go out with you, decided to relay a message by telling your friend, I'm not interested in going on a date with him anymore because he's mentally disabled. I decided I don't want him. He's got a problem. I feel like that's wrong. And people should understand what people like me are going through. And it's sad that people don't understand what mentally challenged disabled people are going through trying to find a girlfriend. Guys out there that have been single for a long time because they can't even find someone. They have, their parents or whoever, their friends have these ideas that they give them advice and tell them, you need to find somebody who's like you. Why do I have to find somebody who's like me? I'm not against people that are disabled, but I feel like someone who's mentally disabled should be able to find someone who's smart. A smart woman who's going to college, who's funny, who's got a sense of humor, who understands what they're going through. And see what it's like to be in their shoes. There's a lot of people out there that are disabled out there. Here's another example, I would say. Blind people. It's so hard for a woman to love somebody who's mentally disabled, like a guy who's blind. What is wrong with that? Just because he's disabled, she can't love him for who he is because, I don't want to take care of him. I don't want to support him because he can't get a job. That is wrong. And I feel like all these people out here are putting down disabled. Every woman and man are putting down disabled women and men. That's wrong. Because they don't want to take the time to get to know them and be their friend. Or ask them out on a date because they're afraid how they're going to react being with somebody who's got a problem. And that's not right. And if anybody wants to subscribe to my channel, it's MS Steven. And if anybody wants to donate to my channel, it is $5. That is it. So that's my reason for bringing up this topic. And if anybody is interested, again, my description is MS Steven. I hope to hear from all you followers out there and viewers who can understand what I'm going through, being the pain of being hurt by somebody who decided they didn't want to go out with me just because I'm disabled. And that is totally unfair for a disabled person to get shut down and turned down just because he's got a problem. And that woman can't love you for who you are.